Welcome back to What She Said Sports. Hey, everybody. I had an intro for y'all, but I think I might have clicked past it. How's everybody doing? All right. We got a good show planned for you. I've been working on checking in. I've been checking in on Coach Prime, other people, the guys, the buffs. Travis Hunter had a meet and greet. Got some footage from that. Just thought we would have like a chill night, just relax, maybe in your PJs or your loungewear. Let's see if this video has uploaded because we had 3 minute intro and I clicked on the wrong button. So, how's everybody doing? Let's see if we got it. Yep, I think it's done. I think it's done. Yep, that's done. All right. All right, all right. So let's see. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our day. All right. So y'all don't have to sit through y'all don't have to sit through that. Let me know if y'all can see me and hear me. Okay. All right. So we have a background photo of the Buffs. I was checking in on the Buffs to see how they were doing today. And I think our video is ready so we can get going. In position. Let's see who's in here. Juanetta, welcome, welcome. Gracie, welcome. Make sure y'all can hear me too. Thumbs up. You can hear me. You can see me. You're seen and heard. Yay! Thanks, Gracie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Okay, so you saw the thumbnail. If you saw the thumbnail, you saw a very nice photo of Coach Prime. He's looking good, smiling. Look like his face is starting to feel back in. He had on his Colorado hat, which means he's headed back to Colorado. It was Coach Prime and Bucky. If you checked out the thumbnail, it was nice to see that, right? It was nice to see, he's looking forward to getting back to Colorado and smiling and looking good, right? Because at one point he was starting to look, the term is frail. And that's when everybody got worried. And it was good that he let us know, that he was negatively impacted by, what took place in the draft with him being betrayed as well as Shedeur, right? So, y'all know first up. Y'all know first up. You probably already saw it. Let's see.
You're gonna be the steal. The steal. You're gonna be the steal.
So,
this is the steal,
Shiloh
baby.
and this
This
guy.
is the steal. We stole
Right
Shiloh.
here.
Well, I'm telling you what, we stole it. I'm telling you what, can't nobody
Yeah,
stop it. Back to back, and we're going to the Super Bowl. Can't nobody stop
see.
it.
Hold
We
on
got
one
Shiloh.
second.
Shut down. Lock down, baby.
Okay, all
You're
right.
gonna be the
That's what I
steal.
thought. All right.
The steal.
Okay.
You're gonna be the
So
steal.
I didn't want to have to move the camera.
Baby.
So
This is the
Shiloh
steal.
and
We
this guy right
stole.
here. So this guy is a Bucks super fan. And it seems like in 2017 he was like inducted into the Hall of Fame for being a Bucks super fan. The video is just gonna roll. And I was happy to see that. Now Shiloh, this is Shiloh in a Subway. And
oh yeah, your cookies look good.
So I made before I clocked that.
the people that are there actually work there. What I liked about Shiloh is that he was showing, for the most part, he was showing that
His favorite son.
what his touchdown dance is going to be when he do an interception, a pick six. I think the takeaways is that everybody really and truly
You know what I'm gonna do when I get pieces?
have taken to him. Like he's a celebrity already in Tampa. And then to run into a Bucks
I'm gonna go to the
super
crowd
fan,
and go like that.
was just like gold. And I was thinking, Shiloh, if the Bucks
Hold on,
go
I got you.
far
I got
for
you. I
real,
gotta help my
he gonna
dad
need
with
to
this
get
too.
man some tickets.
Y'all past the age to learn technology.
I see
I
why
got
he's
you.
a Bucks fan
You
because
ready?
he just turned up, right?
There we go.
Hey, Shiloh, but your dad,
And this is all
came
took
over
place
to
in
Riverfront.
Tampa.
I gotta share this
If
with
you don't
because
know,
y'all
after
came over to
Shiloh
Riverfront. Y'all
did
came
his
over to Riverfront
food tour
Park
number 3,
and played Little League
like at a
baseball.
place that does like
right
crab,
out there at
like do
Riverfront
crabs
Park.
and stuff like that.
We thought we was gonna
so-
kill y'all. Y'all came over here and tore us up.
We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah,
What can
that's
I
why.
say?
That's why. And your uniform, y'all had even at Little League,
But
y'all
these
had the
two,
best uniform. So
there
it's
was
like,
audio, but I don't think y'all can
man. This is like
Let's
they
start
call me
the show
Buckified.
off. We hit
They
it the
call me
right button.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
even gonna lie.
So
You kind of look like
Shiloh
how
and the
Coach Prime will look in a
Superfan
few years.
got out in the parking lot and
Yeah,
didn't
man,
know
I'm telling you.
Am I
dance.
lying, y'all?
I mean, I knew Shiloh was funny, but I really
call
think
me.
he
Now, Channel 8
is
is the official
the
TV
family
station for the
comedian.
Tampa Bay
I think
Buccaneers.
he's that Sanders that keeps everybody laughing.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
And this guy
Nice
not
meeting
only
you.
is a Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks super fan,
Shiloh, this
he
how I look.
also
This how I look
played,
when I come to the
had
game.
like was a
This how
coach
I
or
look.
something
Look
with
at
youth
that outfit.
sports.
Look at
Show
that
them.
outfit.
And
Look at that
apparently,
outfit.
Coach Prime's true
Look at that
lead
outfit.
went
They
to
call him
Tampa
Buckified
to
Bird.
play
I got
this
inducted in the
guy
Hall of
in the
Fame in
team that he was
2017.
representing.
As a super
So
fan.
he was telling Shiloh
You're a
about
good
that,
man.
and
I
then
give out
Shiloh started cracking
scholarships
on
and
his
everything.
dad
And
and was saying that this guy
my
gonna look like
scholarship
an older
recipient.
version
I just gave out a
of
scholarship.
Coach Prime.
I'm
So
sorry,
he was
seen
saying
what
they
just popped
stole
up.
Shiloh, that the Bucks
just
stole
gave out a
Shiloh. They
scholarship.
did get him for,
Just gave out a
you know,
scholarship. So we
Oh, you don't know how to use
that's what you want to
technology.
say.
I'm not on Facebook. You know I'm only 25.
But it's just funny.
Nah, 25 is the age for Facebook. Nice meeting you though, my guy.
Well, you're gonna
All of this in the parking lot, and they came out behind that place with the
This is
yellow
the steal,
sign,
baby. This is the steal.
because
We
apparently
stole
Shiloh
Shiloh.
likes
Well, I'm telling you
crab or
what, we
something like
stole
that.
it.
So it just kind of worked out.
I'm telling you what,
Shiloh's getting a lot of love in Tampa, though. Like a lot of love, a lot of
and we going to the
encouragement.
Super Bowl.
It's like
Can't
he's
nobody
famous
stop us.
everywhere
We
he
got
goes.
Shiloh.
When he was in the
Lockdown,
sandwich
baby.
shop,
When
they
I
were
walk
talking
like
about
this,
how we got
you know
Coach
what
Prime's
time
favorite son
it
in
is when I
here.
walk like this.
I don't know how they knew it was Coach Prime's son. I guess people just know what he looked like. This guy right here knew who he was. Then when he was last week, where he saw, where he saw, what was his name? I can't think of the man's name. Ric Flair. People recognized him before he went into that place, etc. Right? So, okay, so King, I don't even know if I can adjust it like that. I don't even know if I can adjust it. I've been working on this video for hours, but yeah, I don't even know if I can adjust it like that. So this video just gonna loop. It's probably like about 6 minutes, and it has some other content on it. So that's just probably how it's gonna go. So it's just gonna come out just like that. And these are the linebackers that were mic'd up. And y'all know we've been talking about like who's this buff. I think today I posted in the comments. I asked the question, who's the forever buff that we posted? So I just grabbed some content with these guys. These are the linebackers. We always see the receivers. So I just thought it was nice to get a sneak peek at the linebackers. And I saw the O linemen too. They are huge. The O linemen look good. People were talking about how in shape Yaya looks. That y'all know who that is, Jeremiah Brown. I don't know the linebackers. Some people do. I think Caden Salter's brother was on this clip too. Yeah, that's him right there. That's Caden Salter's brother. Is that Martavius French? Is that his name? That's Jeremiah Brown. So it's just gonna loop through, and it's gonna cut away to like another scene. Oh, that's Goldberg. See, now I do know who he is. That is Goldberg. I know that that's Salter. Uh, so y'all know we know Jeremiah Brown from Jackson State. We know exactly who he is. The video with Shiloh is hilarious. The linebackers look good. The linebackers do look good. And you know what? These guys, somebody was talking about in the comments, kudos to Coach Swayze. And they were like, I don't mean any disrespect to the strength and conditioning guy from last year, but Coach Prime really made a good decision by moving up. Now, somebody came back under that comment and said, you can't give all the credit to Coach Swayze because a lot of these guys transferred in somewhere. They did strength and conditioning at their impact from Coach Swayze. What do y'all think about that? No, I don't know because what's his name? Number 77, Jordan Seaton. Jordan Seaton looks great. Jordan Seaton is ripped. He looks great. I don't know what he gonna look like by next year, but he looks good. Unless Jordan has some outside training from somewhere, he looks really really good. And this is Travis at his event. Then Travis had on his wedding ring. I guess okay, athletes, doctors, a lot of people who wear rubber, but something like that, where it's like a sporty, or it either covers up the actual ring or you wear it in place of. And I know a lot of athletes do that too. I've seen him before, but when he had his hand out today, I saw it. I said, oh, he's married. And then Mrs. Hunter, she was at on the end of the original video on Travis's page. And it was just nice to see like the authentic Jags fans, come out. One guy had on like a Jags chain, and Travis was like, I want to get one of those. And he and his wife, on the end of the video when he came out of the place, he she looked so relaxed. It looked like, as they were leading up to the wedding, it seemed like things got a little hectic for them. But he looks like a husband, Mr. Hunter. And she was outside, somebody was talking to her. She seemed really relaxed. Now that they have passed that point and they got their house, so they crossed the finish line. Crossed the finish line, he got drafted, he graduated, they got married, they bought their house, he signed his contract, and now they can just, go forward. And I guess holy matrimony or whatever. And it was funny because one lady that went up to him to take a picture, she said, I want to just I pray God covers you and blesses you on your life and your marriage and this. And he was like, okay, thank you. Travis very confident. Everybody at Jaguar, people think the Jags might make a run. I don't know how far they're gonna get, but people expect the Jaguars with Travis Hunter, and because of Travis Hunter, to go to the
You're
playoffs
gonna be
and
the
probably
steal.
get a
The
little
steal.
closer
You're gonna be the
to the
steal.
Super Bowl.
This is the steal, baby.
Now,
This is the steal. We stole
Shiloh and this guy right here,
We stole
I hope that they somehow
Can't nobody stop us.
can stay connected, because I can see this
And we going to
man
the
showing
Super
up
Bowl.
for Shiloh
Can't
at the
nobody
game.
stop us. We got Shiloh.
And he already knew,
Lockdown,
was
baby.
familiar with them. He didn't know no
You're gonna
Shiloh
be the steal.
personally. He
The
just
steal.
remembered
You're gonna
when
be
they
the steal.
came, out
This is
to
the steal,
Tampa.
baby. This is the steal. We stole.
These two were hilarious. I think I must have watched this so many times because it was just hilarious. He's like, we stole him. We stole Shiloh. I was like, well, y'all did. Y'all did. And it's so crazy. I wish, I think Shedeur gets this kind of love from the fans. Just like we see Shiloh out doing his videos. Travis still got his social media going. Both of their accounts are monetized, so both of them are making money. Travis got a team that produces
His
for him. But
favorite son.
Shiloh got, he said he got a team too.
His favorite son.
He said everybody on his team is pretty smart, but they both have their soul of Shedeur. But I didn't get it. He was somewhere working out. He was just laying on the
I'm gonna
ground.
go to the crowd,
so you
go
couldn't
like
really
that.
see his face and stuff, so I didn't get it. But
Hold on.
doing what he does, wherever he go, he gonna find a way.
Hold on, I got you.
to work out.
I gotta help my dad
So,
with this too.
Shedeur's doing his
Y'all
thing.
past the age to learn technology. I got you.
It's
ready?
just nice to see him. Jimmy
There
Horn
we go.
Jr.
Shiloh, but your dad,
I told y'all,
you came over to the riverfront. Now I gotta
So
share
he
this
had
with
some
you
photos
because
that he
y'all came over to the
posted.
riverfront. Y'all came over to the riverfront
Like in his
park
uniform and
and
whatnot,
played
they look
little
really
league
nice.
baseball.
And,
football.
you know,
right out there.
you know how the
riverfront
guys
park.
have like the little medallion. I don't know if he got a new one or not, but it say J5 and it's round.
We've been
And
doing
even
this
this
for a
is the
long
one he
time.
had
What can I say?
before.
And your
And he
uniform,
added
y'all
diamonds
had,
to it, like
even at little
stones to
league,
it, like on
y'all
the-
had the
on the
best
outer rim.
uniform. So it's
Really,
like,
really nice,
you know,
really
yeah,
sharp.
man. This is like,
So,
they call
he's
me
on social media. Now, I haven't
They call me
seen
Buck.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Lejante.
You kind of look
I
like
think
how
Lejante
Coach
and
Tom
his
will look in a
girlfriend
few
might be
years.
somewhere.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
Am I lying?
A lot of the Bucks were
Man,
talking
but
about
look, man,
where they're going
Buckified is what
on
they call me. Now,
vacation.
Channel 8 is the official TV station for
One
the
guy
Tampa
said
Bay
he was going to the
Buccaneers.
Bahamas. I don't know if he was saying he was from the Bahamas.
Appreciate y'all, man.
But he
Thank
said
you. Nice
he was
meeting
going to
you.
head it down.
Look at that outfit. Look at that
It's just
outfit.
nice
They
to
call
catch
me
up with everybody
Buckified
and
first.
see
I
everybody
got
doing
inducted in
good.
the Hall
Coach
of Fame in
Prime.
2017.
It was
For
a
real?
cute
Super
video
fan.
today
Buckified.
of
You're a good
Bucky
man.
I give out scholarships and
Snow,
everything.
his
And
mom,
look at my scholarship
and
recipient.
Bucky's
I just gave out
girlfriend,
scholarship.
Brittany. They
Just-
must be
let me
back
show you, just-
together. Y'all
I
said
seen
that
what just
she
popped up.
was
Just
at
gave
the
out
draft
scholarship.
party. Well,
Just gave out the scholarship.
well, today
You know, so we
it
Oh,
looks
you don't know how
like
to use
Brittany
technology.
and
I'm not on Facebook.
Bucky
You know
might
I'm
be
only
back
25.
together.
Okay.
They
Nah,
went to like a
25
zoo
is the
fire
age
and
for
fed the
Facebook.
animals.
Media, you know, my guy.
Hilarious on Well Off Media.
Well, you
They
gonna
were
be
feeding.
you're gonna be the
Bucky
steal.
kept
The
calling him
steal.
Ralphie.
You're gonna be the steal. This is the
I don't know
steal,
what kind of
baby.
animal it is.
This is the steal.
I don't know
We
if it's a
stole
buffalo,
Shiloh.
an ox. I don't know what it
We
is,
stole
but it looked just like Ralphie little cousin. Let's put it that way.
I'm telling you what.
Because Ralphie's huge, and I think Ralphie's a girl.
Back to back.
So
and we're going to the Super Bowl.
that
Can't
was cute.
nobody
So
stop us.
yeah, everybody's
We got
just
Shiloh.
doing good.
Shut down.
Coach Prime
Lock down,
looking good.
baby.
Travis settling in.
When I walk like this,
He and his
you
wife,
know
they
what
both.
it is.
Shut down.
Shiloh being shy. Jimmy, everybody looking good. Everybody just looking good. So it just kind of, worked out in the alignment. I just want to say, I finally saw a video. Whoever that person was that asked, Reach the People Media, he said, what did he say? He said, hey, can you show somebody like other than, they wanted to see somebody other than the wide receiver. So it seemed like they've been spreading the camera around more. They have a video with like the linemen, like working out. You could see different people. I know they're the linemen because of Yaya. They were in the gym and outside the gym, and an interesting topic came up. So they were talking about the music they listen to, right? And Coach Swayze said, "Yeah, we want to try to balance it out because y'all know who King George is. Go ahead and leave, baby." Well, the guys knew that song and they were singing to it, and people were shocked that they knew that song. I think it's called Southern Soul. I think that's the genre it is. A country smooth country with a K. It's like a new genre of music that's country blended with like soul music. Um, and I know who King George is, but people were shocked that the guys, not all black, there's some guys that were not black, were singing a song. And Coach Swayze came over and he said, I like to see, this kind of harmony that y'all have. The music brought them all together. Um, and I was thinking if they played something that they all come together on. Remember when at I think it was Texas Tech, they were trying to rejuvenate the Texas Tech team because Colorado took the lead, and I think they messed up and played swag surf. They end up playing swag surf and woke up the Colorado Buffs. Anybody remember that? That was hilarious. I was like, see, that's what happens when you don't understand the cultural significance of something, be it music. That's like me trying to grab something out of Asian culture that I don't understand and using it only for my squad. But then I actually hype up the other team because I don't know the significance of it. So that was so funny. And something like that. So I know they got swag surf, but again, that could work both ways depending on what the other team looked like. Um, so I don't know if they will play the King George song. I doubt it, but something like that where Swayze stopped. He said, look at how this brought y'all all together. Y'all all rallying around, each other. They was working out, but then they all took a minute to just kind of vibe together. He said it looks like harmony, brotherhood. It does. They look like a brotherhood. And these guys are huge before you even put the pads on. The O linemen are huge before you put the pads on. They gonna look a little scary this year. The linebackers all look really good. Now let's talk about Quentin Gibson for a minute. So y'all Florida, but I was listening to them talk. See, we didn't get the quarterback from Texas from Duncanville like I wish we had. He ended up at Alabama, Keelan Russell, right? All these guys play against each other. All of these Texas guys, they know each other, right? But I was looking, I said, okay, send me a list I wanted to see a list of all the players by the state, like group them by state. So it looks like we have Florida, Georgia, Texas, and California. That's where the most of the players are coming from. Then we got people from Colorado too. Um, but I mean, it would leave everybody else, so I wouldn't do it. But that's how many guys they have. When Coach Prime first got to CU, he had a lot of Florida boys. Now we have a lot of Texas guys. We starting to recruit more from Georgia. It's not just Juju. Um, and that's saying a lot. I want y'all to know Texas guys don't generally go to Colorado. Like they might go to UT, they go to A&M. If you from Texas, you've been in Texas, you understand that, right? Keelan Russell went to Alabama, but what did I say? He had on a Coach Prime shirt. Like, hey, what's up, Coach Prime? And I was like, if we have room, we could get him. We don't have room though. But he would be another one. And Khalil told the cameraman, he said, I actually planned this out. That if he and I would have squared off against each other some kind of way, he said he was gonna lean over him while Gibson was on the ground and say, welcome to Colorado. Because they was competing in high school, but they ended up on the same team. So I went back and I just started looking at all of the footage from these guys. Not Crawley. Gibson is a dog. Did he come in at a 5-star? He should have. That one right there, I think they say he is another Jimmy Horn Jr. Gibson, don't let his size fool you. To me, even though they say he like a Jimmy Horn Jr., I was looking at him. He makes the Travis Hunter type impossible catches, but then he has the speed and the gears, the different levels of speed as Jimmy Horn Jr. I'm assuming he gonna be a starter. he's pretty good. So if y'all haven't watched any of his highlight film, definitely go watch his highlight film. Um, who was it that played? I think it was Caden Salter. Caden Salter played at Cedar Hill. So okay, this is the hierarchy a little bit in Texas. It used to be Duncanville, Cedar Hill, DeSoto, Duncanville, DeSoto, Cedar Hill, and now you have North Crowley, which kind of has taken over everybody. And that's huge. All these guys coming from right there out of Texas, where they normally would be probably at LSU or UT or A&M, probably Alabama or Oregon. Oregon, I think a lot of things that they took into consideration when they made him one of like the top four most influential coaches because he's getting these players from states that the other guys typically get. So Gibson is definitely one to watch. I think the entire wide receiver core is going to be good. Somebody quoted they think this class is better than the last class. I'm like, I don't think so. I think people underestimate Travis, Jimmy. We lost Omarion, so people didn't see a lot of him. I think this class is good though. Now, on the defensive side, on the secondary side, I don't see a lot of the secondary on camera. I don't know why that is. I do see more linemen, right? I see the O line. I just don't see a lot of the secondary. Either I don't know who the hell they are, but I know DJ McKinney when I see him. For whatever reason, we don't show off the secondary on camera. I don't know what that is. If anybody know, you let me know. But I've seen Mata, and he a kicker. I've seen the other guy that took Mate's place, I guess. Um, I just don't see the secondary on camera. I saw because y'all told me who he was. Tawfiq Boyd. That's no Tawfiq Thomas. It's two Tawfiqs, right? Thomas and Boyd or something like that, or Bird or something like that. I think I did see him one route against a receiver when they were outside. Otherwise, I don't really see the guys. I don't really see the guys. Let me see what y'all saying. I'm gonna put the video back. Just let it play.
You're gonna be the steal. The steal. You're gonna be the steal. This is the steal, baby. This is the steal. We stole Shiloh. Well, I'm telling you what, we stole it. I'm telling you what, can't nobody stop us. Back to back to back to back to back, and we're going to the Super Bowl. Can't nobody stop us. We got Shiloh. Shut down. Lock down, baby.
Every time I see it with no volume, I just die laughing because this is hilarious.
This is the steal, baby. This is the steal. We stole.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna just let that play. So I'm gonna see what y'all are saying. But if you ever watch high school football, definitely watch Texas high school football.
No,
Hey everybody, hey everybody, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you're cooking.
Wild Dog, how you doing? Greetings everybody. It said I think they have improved. The players do train on their off times as well. I guess so. I think we saw Jordan Seaton working out with somebody. So yeah, I agree too.
My money gonna be on you every
Buffified. He is
You know what I'm gonna do on your
Shiloh gonna have to
pictures?
stay in touch with that man. Good evening. I hope that's somebody that he give tickets to, since he don't have family.
I'm gonna go to the crowd, go like that.
Oh, okay. Peter say you can't hear me.
All right,
Okay.
hold on.
So if the video playing, you can't hear me. Okay. All right.
Hold on, I got you. I gotta help my dad with this too. Y'all past the age to.
Okay. So it seemed like y'all saying if the video is playing, you can't hear me. So double audio. So pause the video. Okay. Got it. Thank you for telling me that. It says Snow and DeAndre and Brittany were all in the car with Bucky. Yep. And when I saw somebody first, but you know what I noticed about Bucky is so skilled at recording. If he show you somebody, he wants you to see them. He's so skilled. When he first started recording, you saw somebody, you didn't know who it was. It wasn't until he looked like he put his phone like in the middle, and you could see DeAndre and Snow. So it's like he had like a phone holder in the middle, but then you could see him holding it again, and then he turned towards Brittany. That's when he said it's DeAndre, Brittany, and I was like, okay. So I thought I was gonna ask y'all this: Who remembers the podcast with? I think it was Shedeur's podcast, but it was Shilo, Bucky, and Shedeur, and they got to talking about relationships. And I think this is when Shedeur was with I think somebody, the girl Jasmine or whatever. and they asked him about his relationship, and he said it's fine or whatever. And Shiloh asked the question, "Who's the first to get married?" And I thought they were saying it was Bucky, and then eventually somebody said they broke up, and then we didn't see Bucky. I think he took it kind of hard because they've been together for a minute. If you listen to Bucky tell his story, she was the girl that when he was finding himself, right before he picked up the camera, um, at the time when he hated to tell people his last name, he didn't want people to know he was a Sanders because he was struggling after college. Coach Prime was like, "Now you're gonna take the name and make it do what it do." So he didn't know what he wanted to do. He was trying to do the apparel thing, and then it just wasn't going the way he thought it was. And I remember him living downtown in Dallas, and he was telling his story. He's like he couldn't pay his rent. He ended up meeting Brittany, and she ended up paying his rent for him. Of course, he treats her like a queen or whatever. And I'm sure he's forever grateful. So I knew when people said they broke up and we didn't see him for a while, he took it pretty hard. Those two, that's who I think gonna walk up the aisle next. Brittany and Osakan. I don't know why they broke up. I know he made a little few songs. I don't know if he was talking about her, but they back together. That says a lot. That says a lot. And I do think they said on the podcast they thought he might be the one to get married first. And after the breakup and getting back together, I think that's who getting ready to walk up the aisle. I'm not gonna say mark my words, but I wouldn't be surprised if it comes to that. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, that's just the way it goes. Darius Sanders, reach the people. Yeah, I like him. I used to think he was related to them. Swag Surf turn up the defense. Yes, that was one heck of a video clip that somebody got. Somebody was recording at the moment. I guess they pointed the camera toward the guys when the music came on. Maybe it was Bucky. Slowed it down. Man, it was like they were digging down deep in the ground, like channeling the ancestors with that energy. And that was so hilarious to me because they don't know the cultural significance of the song. Like, that's an anthem for all black people. I don't care what side you on. So you try to use it to wake up your team and you wake up the opponent is insane. It is just totally insane. So yeah, I thought that was so funny. Oh, okay. Somebody said I'm buffering. All right, all right. So that's just funny to me. It said Gibson has become a favorite. He's a quiet storm. Yup. And you know what? They be talking noise to him. He don't back down off of no noise. But you know who's funny? There's a set of brothers on the team. Mathis, the older brother, and I'm assuming the other Mathis is his younger brother. Both of them are hilarious. They must have got it from one of their parents, but you could see it, right? Because Caleb Mathis was always playing tricks on people, like he's playing trick on Travis or whatever. The younger one is just like him. They got the same personality. So Caleb not a senior though, is he? Caleb was talking about how impressive Gibson's stats were. Because I think he said he had 90 catches. And I think he said it was a season. And the other guys were like, I only had 60 my entire career. So Gibson was definitely the number one receiver at Crowley. And he was saying they used him in other ways, kind of similar to the way Colorado uses Draylon Miller. So I think he was trying to explain that accounted for the high number of catches that he had in high school. So that's that. I'm trying to get to my monitor so I can see if I'm starting to buffer. Because y'all say I'm starting to buffer. Yep. So let's see what y'all saying. It said Gibson's stats are incredible, right? He said something about 90 catches in this past season. Also, Oak Cliff within 20-mile radius. Okay. See, I don't know much about their football. I know about their track though. I know about Oak Cliff track and field from Texas Relays. I do know about them. Okay. New mate. So we got a new mate. Hey Damon, how you doing? Texas is football, right? And for a lot of the Texas guys, we have guys, Colorado becoming a force in Texas. That's probably one of the reasons why some of those coaches um starting to hate at the NFL level because they got friends in college on Colorado because as Colorado become a force, um, I mean we getting players from Georgia, we getting players from Texas, Florida, and California. Hell, that's the big states. That's where the talent comes from football. It's one thing to just get Florida, but it's another thing to get Florida, Texas, California, and Georgia. That means that, Coach Prime is competing with schools that we probably would never play unless we get to like the semifinals or to the Big 12, what do you call it, the 12 team playoff. That means we're competing with Oregon. Technically, like last year. Last year we were competing with Syracuse. But now we're competing with Oregon, out of Texas. I guess Alabama in some respects, coming out of Georgia, coming out of Florida. Yeah, that's huge, right? That's huge. And if we get to, which I hope, the big see, I think we're gonna get the Big 12 playoff, but it's the 12 team playoff that we have to get to. If we get to that this year, or we get ranked pretty above 20 and up, yeah, there's nothing you're gonna be able to do after that, right? Because the NFL is not gonna be able to refuse the talent coming out of Colorado. You see, they couldn't refuse Travis. You see, Colorado got 15 of 16, 14 of 16 pros associated with the NFL, with one or two, y'all said, in Canada. And then, like I said, Chidozie was the only one. Chidozie was the only one. So imagine next year, you got DJ McKinney and you have Caden Salter. Caden gonna ball out. See, one thing about it, Caden is a dog. He, in my opinion, is what I say is a quiet storm. And I've noticed, like, when all the guys are throwing and stuff right there together, I'm looking at Juju today, standing next to Caden. Juju don't look like he was in high school last year. If he is only working out at CU, Juju is a prime example of the impact. If he's only been working out at CU, he's a prime example of Coach Swayze's impact. Have y'all seen him like this week? Juju looks like he probably at the end of his freshman year in college. He don't look like he's supposed to be in high school next year. No, he graduated a year early, which means technically he's supposed to be a senior in high school. He's young. And standing next to Caden, they look like they're about what? He's bulked up. He already had height. When you watch all three of them throw, Juju throws effortlessly. Caden does as well. And if we get another quarterback like that, we're gonna have to get another QB because Caden is leaving. See, that's where I hate to say it, but it probably ain't gonna happen. That's where we're gonna end up with another quarterback. And that's where I think the trouble gonna start for us. In terms of, because if we get another quarterback, we're not just getting anybody. We're not gonna just get anybody. I think they have set the standard. Shedeur set the standard for superior talent at the QB position. Definitely accuracy, deep ball accuracy. Both of the QBs we have this year are proficient, in my opinion, at deep ball accuracy, with Juju's comp being Caden. So I don't know who we gonna get next year, but it's gonna be somebody. Gibson has become a favorite. Yep, he is a favorite. Yep, he is. He definitely is a favorite. Shiloh has found him a hype man. You know what? Did y'all? I know Shiloh funny, but to see him out there in that parking lot, just running around like that, I'm like, Shiloh, you have to keep this man around. You need to invite him to y'all's, what you call them when they have the open practice. He need to invite him to all the practices that are open. He need to get him tickets. He need to leave him one ticket or two ticket, or get him some kind of pass or something so he can come to the games, because man, it said Bucky back with his girlfriend. Yes, I think he gonna marry her. That's what I think. Bucky's girl just needs to chill. Keep the man the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. You know what I was wondering? If now we know he's off, because of Coach Prime. But I was wondering, I said, well, maybe his hectic schedule, you know, sometimes, when you're in a relationship with somebody and things change, and this also could be kind of true for Travis a little bit. Um, See, when two people get together and y'all, trying to figure it out, see, it's what happens after you figure it out and y'all start sailing. And then the person who was the catch is up here, and then the guy who got caught or the girl who got caught, this person helped that person. When this starts to happen like this, it's a problem. It's a problem because if I'm struggling and I'm trying to make it, I'm in a relationship and you holding me down, I'm probably gonna try to do all these different things, bend over backwards, whatever. But when I start making it, I'm gonna get busier. See, people have the misconception that when you start your own business, you could take off when you want to. No, that's where the 16-hour days start. You have to get to the point where your business is solid. Either you came in with deep pockets. And if you came in with deep pockets, you would just spend money, but you're going to hemorrhage money too. But that's what people think. They're like, okay, I'll stick with you while you grind it. But then when you make it, they expect what? They expect you to be able to start coasting. No, you got to keep going. And you got to keep going. So I was wondering if maybe, him recording all the time, doing the stuff for CU every day. I don't know. I thought maybe, now that, he might be doing NFL stuff, she might have felt some kind of way. I don't really know what happened. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe because he made it to a place, maybe he could take off a little bit more now and not have to maybe work as much. Because people pointed out that, he got somebody recording for him at CU, and then we see him today, family time, right? So I was like, well, maybe that's the balance in that, right? At first he was doing everything. Then, I don't know who edits his videos, but if at one point he was editing, then he was having other people on his channel. I mean, that's a lot. So maybe that was the friction, and maybe they worked it out. But I was happy to see her when he said this Brittany. I'm like, oh, okay. So I think he's the one. I think they're gonna get married. That's what I think. So yes, Bucky back with his girlfriend. So them songs couldn't have been about her. Because he had dropped the song after they broke up. I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know. She might not care though. So it said Prime had 2 gas tanks put on his property. Somebody said that. Somebody said it must be nice to have your own gas at your house. I didn't know what they was talking about. How does that work? They have to come refill it like they do at the QT. You see the big truck pull up? I'm assuming so. It said, I do. I watched that video with all 3 brothers all time. Bucky said he really loves her. Brittany, right. That's why I think after they broke up, he was gone for a minute. Because I think that hurt him. And he made a song about it. So let's see if he keep the song. If he take it down. I'm not saying that song was about her. I'm just saying. So yeah, he was the one they said was most likely to get married. And after him and her got back, I think so. She was actually at the draft party, and y'all said Miss Tracy was at the draft party too, right? Y'all said Miss Tracy was there. Miss Pilar was there. I didn't see Miss Tracy though. So and I know I saw somebody turn around and say to a woman, "You not supposed to be here." I thought Shedeur told that to Brittany. He had whiplash. He's like, wait, what? But that could have been somebody else. I don't know. It was just funny. It was just funny. Just give Gibson the ball. I agree with that. Coach Mathis' kids, Rock. Rock is little. Oh, that's his nickname, Rock, but young, fast, and still growing. Yeah, yeah. He got time. He got time. Have y'all seen Carter Stoudemire? Speaking of growing over time, he's still young. Uh Carter Stoudemire, I don't remember him being this tall. I saw him today, and of course he had the afro. Maybe that's what made him look tall. It was teasing him, talking about he looked like he one of the Jacksons because he had the big afro. Uh, he looked like he grew uh half a foot. What they say, half of a foot, 6 inches or whatever in height over the summer. I'm gonna find his picture and post it. Hey, how you doing, Isaiah? How you doing, Wild Dog? It said Texas has 2 divisions, 1A, 6A plus charter school league. Texas high school programs better than most college programs. We don't have money for new books, but we do have for new equipment. That's hilarious. And it seems that Texas high schools also have 7-on-7 leagues. When I was looking up North Crowley, because I wasn't sure if it was just North Crowley, but there's a Crowley and then there's a North Crowley. And it's three schools in three high schools in that independent school district. It's Crowley versus North Crowley. That's the typical thing, and then they have the collegiate academy or something like that. But while I was looking that up, something popped up about Texas college or Texas high school 7-on-7. So maybe they have a 7-on-7 league in high school now. That could be interesting to see how that looks, what that looks like. Juju is 17 still, isn't he? I don't know. But if he's still growing, watch out. Watch out. He gonna look like Carter Stoudemire next year. Juju ain't even done growing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was looking at Juju standing next to Caden, and I know Caden is finished growing because he 20 something. I'm like, this kid looks like he is getting ready to go. You know how they say you're a first semester freshman or a second semester freshman? He looks like a second semester college freshman, and he still has a year of high school per the calendar. He's not 18. He just turned 17, I think, or 16. He was a sophomore when he graduated, or was he a junior? He went to the prom. Must have went to some kind of prom or graduation or something. I think he still have another year of high school left. Yep, because he was supposed to come out in 2026. Juju was supposed to be the number one quarterback in the nation in 2026, but he reclassified. He still has a whole senior year. This kid still has growing to do. Look at him standing next to Caden. He gonna look like Carter Stoudemire because he had a growth spurt over the summer. It's like, that's Carter Stoudemire? That's crazy. I'm like, geez. It says Staub is the QB gatekeeper. What you mean by that? What you mean, Wild Dog? He the QB gatekeeper. Gibson is Lejante. Okay, so you say he a Lejante. Okay, all right, I'll take that. I'll take that. Staub said he's just there. He just loved the game. He's not interested in the league. I wish a lot of other people would feel that way. Um, he told Shiloh he was a super fan and was inducted into the Bucks Hall of Fame as a super fan in 2017. Okay. So that means he one of the people that come with all the stuff on because he showed Shiloh a picture. What did he say? A buff? What do he call himself? He's a buff something. Buffett something. I don't know. I don't know. Something. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. It said Juju has gotten, yeah, he's filled out. He's buffed up. That's the term. That's what I call it. That's what I call it. Hey, 400 Circle Media. Wild Dog say, yeah, trips to Miami become business trips to Miami. What? What you talking about, Wild Dog? To my trips to Miami become business trips to Miami. Fuel, especially propane, on your property is normal. Oh, okay, okay. So that's what it is. Propane tanks. Bucky showed the tanks at the end of the video. So it's not petrol gas. It's propane. Is that what y'all are saying? Which one is it? Is it propane or is it petrol like oil that come out the ground, but they have a truck bring it over like they do the gas station? Is that what y'all talking about? Yes, he does have two gas tanks, fuel and diesel. Oh, okay, okay. Well, Jackie already answered it. It said everybody and their mama was at the draft party. More than 110. Oh, I didn't know that. I just saw the white one, I think. Yes, Carter looks like he has grown 2 inches taller, 2 inches or 2 feet. I was like, well, maybe that's his hair, but he looks like really tall. 7v7 all year long and funded by former pros. No off season in Texas. So is that the same 7-on-7 league that we see with Cam Newton and Robert Griffin III? Is that what you mean when you say former pros? Let me know. Because they had their playoffs this weekend too. Cam posted it. I guess Travis's little brother. Because see, Travis' little brother, I think he's getting ready to be a senior. I think he got one more year left. Surprisingly, I don't hear a lot about him being offered early. What do y'all think about that? Is he a sophomore or something? That could be the problem because unless it's got something to do with his height or something. There's a kid I follow, his mom. He's a junior. He's already getting D1 offers. So maybe his brother's not a junior yet. Maybe he's a sophomore. Juju is the future quarterback for Colorado. He will be the next Shedeur. I totally agree with that. I think Caden is Shedeur. I think Caden is more of a dual threat. So yeah, yeah. Omarion has gotten, yeah, Omarion put on weight too. I mean, they all have, bulked up a bit. But the people that stood out to me are Carter Stoudemire. You know which kid I'm looking for? I think he played on defense. Antonio Branch. See, I haven't seen any of those guys. I feel like they intentionally not showing us the secondary. I could be wrong. We just saw the linebackers, right? Jeremiah Smith. I saw the O lineman. The O lineman to me, what I was watching looked like a separate segment. It was just probably cut away, but they were working out inside. They were working out outside. I was looking at Yaya. Uh, I don't know a lot of the guys. Of course, I saw Seaton. Then I remember these guys, that we looked at today, the linebackers on defense. I'm telling you, the secondary, I mean, they out there. Maybe they just not showing them. I don't know. Staub is the standard by which incoming QBs are measured. He is very athletic, maybe a future coach. I could see that. And I think Caleb Mathis, he put on some weight too. He's bulked up a lot too. He said he wanted to be a GM, somebody said. I've seen Branch. Okay, so you have seen Branch. Maybe I don't know what he looked like. So that's the group I'm looking for, the secondary. We're starting to see the linebackers. I know when I see Jeremiah and McNeil, Jeremiah Smith and McNeil. I don't know his first name. I think they both the linebackers. Um, when I see Tawfiq Thomas, I don't know if he a lineman or a linebacker. I think he might be a linebacker. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I'm starting to categorize people based on like I'm starting to know two or three people. Now we have a tight end. I think the tight ends must run with the receivers so we don't see them separately. But I know we have one really good guy that I feel like people are gonna try to poach him. The tight end that came in with this class. Oh, we have London Merritt too. Remember the guys that committed on Shannon Sharp show? Y'all remember them? Um, London Merritt was one of the guys. They said they feel like big schools got mad with us over him. I feel like they're gonna try to poach these guys from us. That's what I think. RJ Johnson is in the picture you have up. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah. I only know this guy right here. Um, I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay, RJ Johnson. Is he a receiver? Now when I see is it JoJo? When I see JoJo, I know I'm looking at the receivers. Texas winters are mild, so winter, spring, and summer sessions across different leagues. My son's summer league is a 7-on-7 in Arlington. Okay, I didn't even know they had 7-on-7 in high school. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I know that they trying to get flag football, like Alabama State, they have a women's flag football team that's part of the, part of the school. So maybe that's how they get women's football into high school by doing the flag football. I don't know. Let me know if y'all see flag football popping up for women in high school. But it looks like it's starting to pop up in college. Two defensive backs are behind the wide receiver. Okay, so these are two defensive backs over here behind JoJo. That's what you're saying? Okay. Okay, I don't know them. Let me see. I gotta figure out who that is. So I need to learn. I just need to learn the secondary. I feel like I don't see them a lot. Um, and it could be because I only saw them a receiver cover a wide receiver once right before the break. And that's how I knew when y'all told me about Toffee Boyd. I said, okay, this is secondary covering the receiver. Okay. And we already know Preston Hodge. We already know um DJ McKinney. So DJ McKinney, Preston Hodge, Toffee Boyd, Antonio Branch, That's four. There's probably four more. Okay, so that's four. I got four. I don't know who else it is. It said we have women's 11-man pro league in Texas. What is that? 11-man pro league. Are you talking about football in high school? It said yes, Tion Parks for Illinois State on the picture. Okay, that's who that is. Tion Parks from Illinois State. Okay. Who is the one that's not RJ? So they asking who the other guy is. And where is Charlie? Who? Offerdahl? I mean, uh hell, I don't really see the running backs like that. I don't know. Dallas Diamonds. Oh, okay, that's the team. Dallas Diamonds. Okay, the Atlanta team have something called the Phoenix. Atlanta Phoenix. It's a women's pro league or something like that for football. They normally send me stories on Instagram, so I just share them. Tina Davis said, "Yeah, oh, okay, good question. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's still there though. You know, Charlie is he a grad student? Let's see. I think he's a grad student. Charlie Offerdahl, and he's on scholarship, so he probably not going nowhere. Does it work the same way? When you go to the grad side, do you keep a scholarship? Do they still pay for you to go to school, or does that end? Uh, like, is that a different level of eligibility? You could be a grad walk on. Thank you, Jerry. You could be a grad walk on or something like that. Let me see. I think Charlie's still there. We just don't see him. And how long are they gonna be off? Like a week after the fourth, probably coming back. Charlie Offerdahl, Colorado's running back. Okay, this is Instagram, huh? Let's see. Yep, he still playing for Colorado because he's still on his bio. You gotta check the bio. It's still on his bio. Let me follow him. It's still on his bio. So, it just said God is great. CU Buffs football. He got 13,000 followers. So, okay, it's getting a little weird out here. Grad is plus 2 years eligibility. Okay. So does that mean they still pay for your education when you become a grad? Charlie, I think he is in medical school now. Oh, okay. I know he was studying some type of bio neuroscience or something like really, really highly specialized. I know one of the players just came back. He said he was out sick. Oh, okay. Tina, think he's in medical school. Okay. Tion is a dog. Okay, so y'all think the secondary gonna be good. Okay, all right. So how long y'all think it's gonna be before Coach Prime name a starter for QB? Honestly, what do y'all really think? You think it's gonna be the week of the first game? You think it's gonna be after they finish pads? You know, working out with the pads. What do y'all think? And what stage do you need? What do you need to see at this point? Do you need to see them put on the pads to see how it's gonna go? Honestly, let me know. I'm curious. I'm surprised people aren't talking about this. Maybe they just feel like they just know it's Caden or something. I don't know. So let me know. That's what I want to know. Two quarterbacks gonna play this year. I said that, but the only way I see the two QB scenario is it say I'm going to watch some film on Tion. Okay. It say after 2 years, a player can stay on as grad associate on payroll. Oh, okay, okay. Charlie's still there. You see him when they put on pads because you don't see Welch. Say what now? Charlie is still there. You see him when they put on their pads. What you mean we don't see Welch? Are you saying we don't see Welch at all right now? Is he still he's still on the team, right? What is his first name? Michael. And don't forget the question, guys. When do y'all think Coach Prime gonna make a determination as to who the starter for the season at quarterback is. And then we're going to talk about tier 2 quarterback play. Because I do think Juju's going to play. But I also said there's going to be a competition for QB too. I'm looking for Michael Welch. I don't see him. Is this him? Michael Welch? Uh-oh. This can't be the same person. Is this the same person? No, that's somebody else. That's somebody else. That's somebody who was Mr. Arizona. I don't know who that is. Welch got huge. Moore is still in the videos. Michael is still in the video lifting weights. Okay. Swayze is doing a good job. Yeah, I think so too. I've been seeing Michael. Okay, so yeah, people see him. Okay. This is him and I just don't know. I think that's somebody else. I think that's a different person. Yeah, that's a different person. Yeah, I don't know. So okay, yeah, we just don't see him. So it's just a lot of people, a lot of moving around. I'm just glad to see the other units are starting to pop up on camera, so we can start to know who's who. On the O line, I feel like I only know two people, three. Tyler Brown, the center, Xavier Hill. I know him by name, not by face. So that's three. So then when I need to know who the right tackle and the right guard is, I don't know who that is. So that means I only need to know two people in terms of starters. So that's good. See, you got them on strength and conditioning to no joke. Oh no, they good. Yep, they are good. They are committed to running and stopping the run. Yeah, I think so. I don't know what happened with the whole stopping the run thing. Because it looks like at one point we could do it. But then at one point we couldn't. So I don't know what the difference was. I mean, obviously, when Shiloh was coming back off of injury, okay, that makes sense, right? The Kansas State game. But there were still other games. Like I felt like when we played Arizona, I felt like we did good stopping the run. I felt like it. I only need 5 plays to run. Okay. Nobody have any thoughts on when they think Coach Prime might name a starter at QB? Or what else you feel like he needs to see from the guys, assuming they have something to do with what they do when they put on pads because they just strength and conditioning. I guess they got to learn the plays first too. I guess that's why nobody's really talking about it. I guess that's why nobody's really talking about that yet because maybe they haven't learned the plays yet. Swayze is building their stamina. They won't be tired on the field. Now that's true. Somebody said their endurance, they believe is really good. They said it'll help them last throughout the game. I believe, let's see, 22 said, I believe Coach Prime will name the starter in August. He's going to judge them in the scrimmage when defense meets the offense this summer. Who looks the best will win the job. Okay, second week of training camp, Coach Prime will name a starter. Jerry, okay. Tina said running drills. Yeah, they doing really good with the endurance training. K Salt will probably start. Yeah, I think so too. But I think Juju gonna get some playing time. Now I don't know how it's gonna work with who's. See, I don't know if we're gonna have a permanent QB two. I really don't know if we're gonna have a permanent QB two because I don't see Juju being demoted to a three, and Ryan Staub was just a two. Uh, I could see them two alternating. See, this is how I see it. I see when the score is up in a good place. Well, we don't think we can lose the lead, and we doing really well. I can see Caden coming out the game, and somehow it's gonna alternate between Staub and Juju. That's just how I feel. Let me know your thoughts. And I saw another guy throwing the ball around. So we probably got 4 people, if not 5, on the roster at QB. We had 5 last year. And I know Keaton Wade's brother, he left. And then there was another little young guy, he left. Um, but yeah, that's 4 quarterbacks I see throwing the ball around. May depends on what evaluation we are in. Okay. It said waiting on CP to designate leader and dogs. Okay, so who do you think is the leader? Who do you think is a dog? Who was the dog last year? Cameron Silvercraig. I know the captains were like Shedeur and Cameron Silvercraig. So the leader, probably Caden. Y'all don't think it'll be Caden Salter? He was really vocal at one point when they first came in this season. Like the practicing and stuff. You used to see him all the time throwing with the receivers. He seemed kind of quiet now. He seems kind of quiet. I don't know. The Rock and Seaton only O line. I'm certain are staying. I'm just saying. What do you mean when you say that they are staying? What about Yaya? What about Xavier Hill? It said it's going to be 1A and 1B at QB this year. Interesting. Oh, you said the Rock and Seaton are the only O lines that's staying. What do you mean staying, Wild Dog? You think somebody's leaving? What do you mean by that? It said it's going to be a 1A, 1B at QB this year, but Salter have experience to take Colorado to championship. I think we're gonna have a starter. I think it's the QB2. I really do. I think it's the QB2. I, I I think that's what a controversy gonna come in at. Because think about it. Ryan was the 2 last year, right? Um, and I don't even know how that went. And then we got Juju. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Seaton is a leader. Seaton is definitely a leader. Okay, so y'all saying Seaton is the leader. Okay, Hunter was a dog. Shedeur was the leader. Oh, okay, I thought Cameron Simple Crane was the dog. Okay. Um, so Hunter was the dog. Okay, so y'all think Seaton is the leader. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Who's the dog? Is it DJ McKinney? Mm. Now, if Nakai Hill Green was still around, I would say it was him. And don't forget, we got Keaton Wade too. He's a dog too. I don't really see him much. I gotta look at the film to see if I've seen him. Um, I think he's gonna take Nakai Hill Green's place. That's just what I think. Let's see who else we have. Okay, Seaton is the leader. Who's the dog? Let me see what y'all saying. It said new age with the portal. Oh, even JUCO guys have left us. Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, but we did just get some guys though, right? It said Draylon Miller is a dog. Okay, okay, okay. So Seaton is the leader. Draylon Miller as the dog. Okay, okay. Anybody else have any thoughts? It said capital dog. Yeah, Draylon. Yeah, yeah. Draylon Miller is the dog. I'm trying to think if we leaving anybody out. Y'all wouldn't say DJ McKinney's the dog on for Colorado. That's kind of who I'm thinking. I feel like he inherits the secondary. The only reason I don't say Preston Hodges because he really quiet, seemingly quiet. I'm thinking about the people that we see like taking the lead. It said Wild Dogs, some great JUCO players came this year. Yeah, it says Seaton will be the next high draft pick from CU. I think we have 2 already. Seaton. Is Seaton eligible next year? Is he eligible next year? I think so. I think next year is his year. If he goes through the season, maybe he's 27 because he was a freshman. Yeah, I don't know. Seaton will be the next high pick from Colorado. They said that DJ McKinney is supposed to be first round. Not that I like talking about that right now. Because I wish you were talking about going another option. Yeah, I don't know. What y'all saying? Oh, Marion Miller will be drafted before Seton. He is eligible. Oh, Marion is going in the next draft. Oh man, I'd be sad to see him go. You are probably not seeing some of the players because Bucky is not filming. Okay. Some people say they do feel like it is somewhat of a difference because whoever's filming, you don't hear them behind the camera, so there's not much interaction there. Just filming. Okay. Seton has another year. He's only a sophomore. Okay, so he does have good. Okay, but Omarion was there before Seton. This is Omarion's third year at CU, right? Yep. Yep. This is third year. So that means he should be eligible for the draft next time around. Not that I want that, but okay, for the purposes of the conversation, I think he will be eligible. But I thought they said DJ McKinney was up pretty high. Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I think that was everybody I wanted to talk about. Mm, I might try that video in a different way tomorrow. On a different set it up a little different. Yeah, I think that's everybody. I'm looking at all the footage that I was working on today. But yeah, Shiloh and his new friend is hilarious. Mr. Buffum, something he said, I don't know. Whatever it is he said, he's hilarious. Stoudemire is a dog. Okay, you said Stoudemire is a dog, Ben is the leader. Yeah, but if we gotta have one leader, I don't know. I think I give Ben the dog. Ben is a leader though. You know who else is a leader too? Jeremiah Brown. I've been seeing him like lead the guys a little bit. I think it's a little different ever since Isaiah Augustave left. Because I remember they all used to be talking and stuff. We need a linebacker to step up as a dog too. Hunter set the standard. At least one dog is a two-way player. Yeah, we don't have a two-way player this year. It was supposed to be Harge, but I'm happy with that. Quincy Wiggins is a leader. Okay. Salter little brother looks like a beast. He does. They said he's really good too. They said he's good. What about the guys that came in with their dad? Have y'all seen them? Are they freshmen? You know who I'm talking about? We remember we had that new coach, and his sons came too. Team captains, leader, and dog. Okay. Yeah, Salter's brother does look like a beast too. Yeah, we gonna have some standouts. We gonna have some standouts. It's gonna be interesting to see how he just narrows it down to leader and dog with just one and one because to me, I mean Travis and Shedeur being leader and dog just kind of made sense. The dynamic duo, uh, and that could happen again. But based on what we see now, there's so many different people speaking up and out, right? I feel like Timmons speaks out a lot, now. So we didn't have that last year. I felt like the dynamic of it. And maybe because they came from Jackson State together. I don't know what the dynamic was, but it's different this year. This team seems like everybody on the same level. Does that make sense to y'all? It's like everybody is on the same level. It wasn't like that before. It was basically like Shador and Travis were kind of like up there. And they didn't take classes in school. I didn't know that. I mean, a lot of them take classes online, but apparently some people's going to class. We need to stop calling mid players a dog. Who is mid? Who is mid? I don't know who's mid, but I don't know. If there's only one leading dog, I don't know. Are you talking about the Samoan coach with the Tita? Yeah. I don't know his name. Arden Walker, leader dog. Yeah. No. I don't know. It's just a little bit too much hesitancy on his part. And maybe that went away this year, but I, I don't know. I think I saw something in that Texas Tech game that made me look a little different. Like, not just quite. Not quite. Go back and watch the Texas Tech game. When Taj Brooks got in the end zone to the right, and Travis looked at Arden Walker like, "What the hell is you got going?" I think it was Travis. I was like, I don't know. It was just kind of. I mean, I don't think it was intentional. It's just something about that wasn't right with me. It don't sit right with me. It don't sit right with me. Coach Pecco, that's his name. Yeah, do y'all know what does his sons play? I know we have two coaches. What does his sons play? Mid, average is good. Yeah, I don't know. K Salt is a dog. Yeah, I do think he's a dog. I do think he's a dog. I don't think he's average. Well, we're gonna see what they do, I guess. I guess that's the whole point of this, right? So when they come back from a break, are they still conditioning for a few weeks and then they go to pads? Surely they gotta be getting ready to put on pads and practice, right? Because when they come back, I feel like they still have 2 weeks of conditioning. But I could be wrong. It said Bill Goldberg's son plays a linebacker. He may contribute this year. Yeah, yeah. I saw him in the picture too. His sons play defense. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So his sons do play defense. Okay, and they were having what they call player-led practices. So that meant the coaches and everybody was still on vacation. Okay, so how long before y'all think Coach Prime get back to see you? Somebody threw out a date at one point. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. He looks good. He looked like he ready. K Salt has done 1K and 500-yard rushing at QB1. Caden is a dog. Is anybody doubting that? Caden is a dog. See, here's what we don't understand. See, Caden is coming. See, Caden's already proven. But see, now, he came to see you for the bright lights, right? Then we see him working out with what was his name? Select QB, right? We see that, right? Um, and I feel like his challenge, he might feel like he have to move differently, right? Because of what happened in last year's draft. See, I can't figure out for the life of me why people are moving as if that didn't happen. You can't overlook that. And it didn't just affect Shedeur. So I don't know. I just find it weird how they gonna navigate this situation. Um, because you can't act like it didn't happen. Because now you got scouts got to come out. I don't know who that's gonna be. I mean, from the other teams that were not problematic, it should be fine. But then again, everybody was problematic when you look at it, right? When you look at the situation, everybody was problematic. So I feel like people are trying to move forward as if it was a Shedeur problem. Am I the only person who's getting that impression? Let me know what y'all think about that. Yeah, Caden is a dog. Lil Goldberg is good. Yeah, I think he'll be good too. Now, Caden is proven. That's why everybody say he's definitely gonna be the starter. And Caden is also fun to watch play. Go look at his highlights. Michael Vick. Yup. Yup. That's it. That's why I meant he fun to watch. Michael Vick. There you go. How many? It's not a lot of players. There are not a lot of players. There are not a lot of players that have that comparison. How many people do you know? Name one quarterback other than uh Caden. Even in the NFL, name one person you know of that's a Michael Vick comparison outside of somebody I told you. Outside of Deshaun Kaiser. Name somebody else that you know is a Michael. No, he was a Steve McNair comparison. Name somebody else besides Jalen Milroe, because I said it already. That is a Michael Vick comparison. Because I was thinking that's why Caden wore the number 7. But he said it's 7 people in his family, 5 siblings and mom and dad. So I was like, oh, okay, okay. Um, if not, that's a good cover. So name somebody else that's a Michael Vick comparison. One quarterback. It don't matter what level he on. He could be college. He could be retire from the NFL. He could be in the NFL. He could be UFL. He could be in high school. Name one quarterback besides Jalen Milroe and Kaden Salter that is a Michael Vick comparison. It's not a lot of people. They don't even need CP there until September, technically. Huge professional staff. Okay, CP watches practice on film regardless. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Wild Dog. It said Coach Prime probably will return mid-July. K Salter is just a laid-back person. He definitely that. I agree with you on Tina. He's quiet in my opinion. 22 said Coach Prime said he's not coming back until he's able to keep up with his players. Maybe in the middle of July. Oh, okay. I want to ask a question. Lamar Jackson. Okay, I'll take that. Anybody else a Michael Vick comparison? Elite NFL, above average, mid, below average. Oh, trash. Oh, okay. Right, Lamar is the closest. Right. And there are not very many Lamar Jackson comps and Michael Vick comps. And we only know one person right now that is both. And they burying him on the depth chart. Don't get me started on the NFL. In college, right? If Caden Salter is a Michael Vick comp, it's about to be a fun season. I watched his highlights. He liked to run. He played baseball. He liked to dive. He don't care. He play like Travis. He just gonna get out there and play. Like it's gonna be fun to watch Caden ball out for sure. It's gonna be fun to watch that. Right. Lamar is the closest. Yup. So Lamar is the closest. See, that's what I'm saying. When you hear people say that, that's not to be taken like right. And without me going down an NFL road tonight, to have Jalen Milroe be the comp for both of them, he's a Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson comp, and they want to bury him on the roster. 18-32, I rest my case. Cause that's crazy. You know how much fans would kill to see that if they knew it existed. Fans would kill to see somebody like a Michael Vick play right now. Cause it's been so long since we've seen him play. It said Lamar Jackson and Travis Hunter are homeboys. They from the same place. Yep, they sure are. I saw Travis at I guess they were like at the Jaguar Stadium. Um, Travis is cut. He got a 6 pack or 8 pack. Travis pretty cut. He was out there with two other guys from the Jags. They were just out there at the stadium working out in Florida. Yeah, they're from Florida. K Salt is RB1. So you saying he can? Yeah, he's athletic. He's definitely a dual threat QB. Definitely a dual threat QB. He should be a first rounder. Watch what I tell you. This young man came in and took liberty to the what was it? They went to bowl games every year. Now I don't know why they couldn't get past it, but I know one of the reasons he left Liberty was because they when they got a new coach, they pulled Nick Saban. They wanted to start running the ball. Why you have a guy like this and you want to start running the ball? So he's at CU and he talks about it when he entered the portal, his phone was jumping. See, when Caden came in, I felt like CU comp was Syracuse. Now, to be honest with you, I think our recruiting comp has elevated. I think in just this last season, we on the same level with recruiting. I feel like we are recruiting with the Oregons, the Alabamas, and the Georgias. I do feel like that everybody can't play at Georgia. Everybody not gonna start at Georgia. Ohio State, right? We already have two players. I think one was Dallin Hayden from Ohio State, and is the other one Martavius French or London Merritt? Might have been London Merritt. So we're recruiting with those guys, right? We're on that level, right? So we got to get to the Big 12 playoffs this year to stay there. And from there, if we elevate it from last season to this season with who we're recruiting against, and we get to the Big 12 playoffs, Lamar Jackson played for my Louisville Cardinals. We retired his jersey. Oh, that's good. That's good. His hair is about as long as Carter Stoudemire's. He had an afro too. Um, he looked more like Prince with his afro. When the way he had it combed, he was on Kevin Hart's show where they do like the cold tub. That was good. He's on the thumbnail. He's on the thumbnail. So no, this is good. We got to continue this conversation. So I guess y'all answered all my questions. I'm gonna ask y'all this question, and y'all tell me what you think. There's 42 of us. Hit the like button for me, please. Do y'all think that somebody at CU or some people sold Shedeur up the river? Honestly, real talk, real talk. I'm waiting on y'all to tell me yes or no, and why yes or why no. I think overwhelmingly CU was hurt, but I'm starting to get the impression that there was a somebody. Let me see what y'all saying. Lamar Jackson played for Louisville. It said we were tied for first place in the Big 12 last year. Yep, that's true. Good Food said yes. Peter said yes and named somebody. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. Okay. Mm, Here's what I'm starting to think. See, I look at how people move. I'm looking at what's happening. I'm like, now why are these guys still talking about the NFL after what happened to Shedeur, right? And I'm like, they moving like it was a Shedeur problem. And I know they know better. Because I know they know other people should have went higher for sure. But they moving like they're immune to it. Like, not that they think it was a Coach Prime problem, but something that they feel like has something to do with Shedeur, and whatever that is not going to negatively affect them. That's one. That's one observation that I've made. Two, Coach Prime. Now, I know, I know that, and I'm choosing my words carefully here. I know that he was hurt by what happened in the NFL. I do. But I read something somewhere that said something about Shedeur's reputation. And it didn't come from the perspective of the NFL, and it didn't come from Jackson State. And I kind of think that might be one of the reasons that Coach Prime is not in a hurry to get back. Seeing the Colorado hat today tells me that he will be back, right? But I think there's something lingering that hasn't been dealt with that might be difficult, if not impossible, to deal with where Shador is concerned in the draft and somebody negatively contributed to some information about his reputation. SCU. I hope y'all got it. I had to choose my words carefully. Let me see what y'all saying. It said talks to the Cleveland coach. Interesting. It says some OCU stick in the mud could have. Giants have disputed anonymous sources. Disputed. The Giants disputed something? Somebody said? It said Stefanski stole Pat Schumer's playbook. Oh, that's why people said Shedeur should fit in Cleveland's offense because of Pat Schumer. Okay. Um, Remember the NFL researches all the way back to high school, even Mississippi. Yeah, but something I read, it pointed right at Colorado. It pointed at Colorado. It did point at Jackson State. It did point at high school. It talked about how he was insulated. I thought that was the key key word. It one said something about his reputation, and the other one talked about how insulated he was. And then another story talked, and I think all this came from most of it came from One Direction. And it says something about how he called a lot of his own plays and something about that, but didn't want to take responsibility for something. So somebody done said something. Somebody done said something. And whatever, whoever it is, Coach Prime got to go right back into that environment. See, it's one thing to deal with being stabbed in the back by the NFL, and then you got to figure out what to do with these scouts. See, that's different. See, that's down the line. I ain't even got to worry about that right now. Right now, I got to worry about going back to work with somebody or somebodies who may have possibly contributed to some things. And that's where I think we at. It said to someone with the Vikings. Remember the NFL? Yeah, I know they researched, but this came out of Colorado. I believe the former offensive coordinator Sean Lewis. Now that for sure. That for sure. I don't doubt that. But I don't think it's just former people. That's what I'm saying. Was Coach Pollock the only one who spoke up? Yes. And Goldberg. Yes. Coach Pollock went on the record. Yes, he did. He said, and that's interesting, right? He said he's had 6 offensive coordinators. I was his first. No, that's what he said. I was his first offensive coordinator. He doesn't have any problems learning plays. That's a lie. He sure did. Because I posted it as a thumbnail, as an insert on one of my thumbnails that I use repeatedly. I used probably about 6 videos because it was important. Yes, he was the only person from the current staff. Now, remember when the coach, the anonymous QB coach came out? Now, Warren Sapp wasn't happy about that. And he went on the record saying he was going to find out who it was. And they did. They found out who it was. And then we found out that the head coach, the QB coach, then everything just pointed back to New York Giants. But then there was that anonymous assistant coach to this moment that has not been revealed. But I've been looking down that story to look at who was parenting it, right? We're talking an anonymous assistant coach, the one where I did the screenshot with the multiple colors with my Sharpie. That's the one person that has not been identified. And I find that very interesting. And I wondered if that was the exact same person that was making these phone calls that Mike Tomlin had to listen to before they got ready to pick. People don't want to talk about who that person is. They don't want to talk about who the person is that made the phone call. Now we know that person is associated with Ole Miss through the New York. We know that. We already know that 9 times out of 10 has something to do with the New York Giants. And somebody said it was the daughter's boyfriend. So that makes sense because she still go there. So if you want to put all that the Giants way, you don't know who the anonymous assistant, who's listening to an anonymous assistant coach, not a scout, not a director of scouting, personnel development, an anonymous assistant coach. Why would you listen to an anonymous assistant coach? So we don't end up talking about that story anyway, down the line, because that is the only person. You don't know who that is. And it'll be interesting to see if that's the same person that was making these phone calls. And that story, by the way, that anonymous coach put out, that story was refuted multiple times in the media. That was even one of the stories that Travis Kelce got upset about and spoke out about. Nick Saban. Yup. But we still don't know who it was. And I bet they still have a job. It said Vikings playbook was Pat Shermer's when Stefanski was an assistant. Oh, okay, okay. So that's why people say that. What about the coach that got fired for trying to make a deal with Saudi, and they fired him in the middle of last year? He came from Jackson State. I don't think so. I don't think so. Stefanski said Joe Flacco, Shedeur wasn't. He wasn't what? This is why CP nicknamed. He wasn't born. That's why he named him Grown. Stefanski said to Joe Flacco, Shedeur wasn't born. This is why CP named him Grown. Mm. Before that, Stefanski had no experience in the NFL. He came from an Ivy League. I ain't sure he good. I'm not convinced because Stefanski been the coach there since 2020, right? And Baker Mayfield was there and it was good. Then Baker Mayfield left and it wasn't, right? And then he's been the coach from 23, 24, and about to be 25. And everybody says about Cleveland that the defense is solid, the offense is a joke. That's what's being said about Cleveland's offense. It's a joke. Giants are a mess. Agreed. The NFL is messy. Facts. It said he's not good. Yeah, I don't think Stefanski's good. Matter of fact, I saw a short list of head coaches that are on the hot seat. Stefanski's name was first. Dabow's name was second or third. I forget who the other people were. I guess they were just putting this out on X. Maybe fans were talking about it. But Stefanski was first. They're like, he gotta go. I don't think he's good. I don't know how he got his job either. See, the people that work in Cleveland have their jobs for other reasons that have nothing to do with football. And again, me trying not to go down the NFL route. um, Cleveland is not making business decisions. I will say it that way. They don't make business decisions. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell kind of decisions they were making in 2017 with Deshaun Kaiser. And I'm trying to figure out what the fans went to see and what they why they kept going back. I need to I'm stuck right there. Cleveland is not making business decisions. Definitely not at the quarterback role. And I don't know why your defense is solid and you think that that is enough. I know defense wins championships. I get it. But you need an offense. And to go to the draft, knowingly having offensive line issues at several positions and not getting generational talent out the draft, if you will, is insane. When I looked at the 2017 draft that Myles Garrett came out of, he was the first overall, right? And they got their franchise QB out the second round. It was noted that he was a developmental QB. It seems intentional. And I don't know why you would just want to lose. I don't know why you would just want to be trash. And then you would keep drafting all this talent and destroying it. I don't know why. I'm not saying I don't know why it keeps happening. I know why it keeps happening. Because nobody's holding them accountable. I understand. I just don't know why you would want your team to be in a persistent state of trash. Why would you want that? They don't make business decisions. Mary Cabot, somebody finally pulled her out the way, right? Look how long it took. They don't make business decisions. She's not been there 31 years because she's good. They don't make business decisions. 2 11 win seasons, but coming off of 3 wins. What? 2 11 win season coming off of 3 wins. Stefanski is like the coach in the movie of the Water Boy. He stole the playbook. He's a DEI. He's a DEI hire. Oh my God. That's crazy. Hey Roger, how you doing? It said what he is saying that the head coach made a statement about 12 not knowing something because he was too young. But he is saying that's why they call 12 grown because he's ahead of his time. Mm, okay. I don't know. They talking about they is the guy that was on Shannon Sharp podcast with Ocho and TJ somebody maybe. TJ, his last name is long, starts with an H. Housing that or something. I think he told them on Nightcap that Stefanski's favorites, and I don't know how he knows this, are Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett. And I said, okay, so that's why everybody is saying that Kenny Pickett is going to start. And I'm like, and I did see Dylan Gabriel on the golf course. I could have saw Kenny Pickett, but I don't know what he looked like to know if I saw him or not. But I will say this. It wouldn't surprise me because they're not making business decisions. Cleveland is not making business decisions. Anytime you hear a conversation that people are saying, Shedeur should at least get a chance at quarterback. I'm like, what? It's like they want you to forget who he actually was. And they want you to believe what they said he is. And they want you to disregard reality because they want to do what they want to do. They want to just move off of preference and favoritism. That's why it's trash. And I just don't understand why you would want that. I don't know. Did you see the video I sent of the wide receiver who the Browns killed his career? Oh, no. If you sent me the video of a wide receiver, I haven't seen that one yet. Somebody who I replied to, but it bounced back, said that they sent me a breakdown of all the things that were said about Shedeur. I'm still going through that because it's a lot. It's good though. They might have got it from Chat GPT, but it's good. And it even points out who said it. So I'm still there. It said, and luckily Stefanski had a good defense and he won coach of the year. What? What? And actually stole a playbook with no NFL experience. When the hell did he win coach of the year? Good talent needs good coaching to win in 2025. I think the whole league to be mediocre. And I don't think they care. I don't think they care because the goal is to stack black quarterbacks who have risen to the top of the talent pool as starters. And to prevent them from becoming the majority, I'm just moving people all around. I'm just playing merry-go-round, I guess, or chess. I'm not even playing chess. I'm not even playing checkers. I just know that I don't want four black quarterbacks in the same division with Josh Allen. I know I need Pat Mahomes to come out of the division he in, so Geno Smith over there, and I think that that's not a threat. That could be an underestimation. Then I'm okay with stacking most of the black quarterbacks in one division at the top, and only one of them could come out. So therefore, I'm limiting the opportunity for there to be four quarterbacks in the conference championships and a repeat of two black quarterbacks. I'm trying to break up that pattern. So all I'm doing is spreading out as many white QB1s as I can, regardless if it's Aaron Rodgers and his career's over. I don't care if it's Joe Flacco and he part time. I don't care if it's Kenny Pickett and he not that good. I don't really care. This is about optics. I don't care if the whole damn league is mediocre. I already don't care about the Super Bowl. I didn't even give the Super Bowl winning teams the most primetime games. So all I care about is when people turn on their TV that I don't see two black quarterbacks playing every single week. I don't want to see that. And that's exactly what we get ready to see with the first two preseason games in Cleveland. That's what this is about. Nobody's making. See, it's not just Cleveland not making business decisions. Nobody is making business decisions in 2025. 2025 is playing keep away with black QBs, period, being the majority. And they don't give a damn who number 17 is in the regular season. It just can't be a black person. They conquered, they actually did what they wanted to do in the draft. Now it's about keep away in the season, and the variables are harder to control because injuries, right? So that's why I'm not about to put Shedeur Sanders or a Shedeur Sanders talented type QB behind JJ McCarthy. I'm gonna put somebody else that I don't care about behind him, right? That's why Tyler Shaw is in New Orleans. And it tells you that the people they are choosing are people that they believe will go along with the program. Because they didn't choose Quinn Ewers. And they surely could have if it was just about skin. It's also about the mindset. I need somebody who's going to be okay with what I'm doing. I need somebody to know you only in this role because I don't want Jalen Milroe here. And you're not going to ask me for nothing. But Tyler Shaw is holding out with the rest of his compadres in the second round. That's interesting. That's interesting. You didn't want Milroe and Shedeur, but you got Tyler Shaw holding out for a guaranteed contract. They're probably like, he ungrateful. Karma. Karma. That's all that is. It said Haslam is going to be the Milwaukee solo. The what? The little Milwaukee solo baseball team. What is that, Echo? It said they fired Dungy for nothing. You know, I didn't know his story, but I know it was a story. If I talk about I could go back to Kevin Sumlin at Texas A&M. So let's talk about this right fast. Okay. I told you I was watching Texas high school football, right? I'd already watched where Keelan Russell came from. I already know who Duncanville is. I'm new to North Crowley. I'm not new to DeSoto. I'm fairly new to Cedar Hill, but not really, right? And then I was looking at the game, and all the stands was black, right? Everybody in the stands was black. Um, and I was looking at the coaches, and I got to thinking about Coach Prime. And I said, this is why they don't want Coach Prime. See, I wondered years ago, why these coaches at Duncanville and DeSoto and now North Crowley and Cedar Hill, why they not get no college jobs? Because Duncanville, well, now Oak Cliff too, right? But now you know they don't want to hire them. They don't want to hire them. These guys are good. And Duncanville is consistently good. And they have changed coaches. And they still good. All these guys are black. The whole damn staff. At all of these schools that I just mentioned. And these guys don't get hired into college? Now you know why. Because they don't want a bunch of Coach Primes running around. And I ain't talking about the culture. I'm talking about the optics. See, this ought to tell you that this has everything to do with optics. If you couldn't see Coach Prime and didn't know, if he wasn't on the field, if he was up in a booth somewhere and you didn't know who he was, they would appreciate it. I can see Coach Prime. I can see the influence he has. And he gets a great deal of power. He calls the shots for the most part. Now, I would say 99% of the way at CU where that program is concerned, which means he gets to hire people that he wants to, right? Seemingly so. Seemingly so. They don't want that. They don't want to see you, number one, which is why they want him to shut up. They definitely don't want to see you win. I don't want you with the job. I don't want you with the influence, the power that comes with it, and I definitely don't want you to win. So that's why they don't get these guys. That is crazy. And I was like, if all these guys could just sit down and look at how filled these high school stands are, and Texas stadiums ain't no Ricky Dix stadiums, then they will realize y'all have an audience. That's all I was thinking when I was watching these guys highlights. I'm looking at the stands. It looked like a classic. And then there's that. Oh, tough, tough, tough. College stars can demand coaches that look like them. You know, they're not gonna do that. They not gonna do that, right? It's almost like they have taken some type of test, a personality test in college, from high school to college, to tell you which one of these guys gonna go along with the BS. That's what it looked like, and that's definitely how they pick in the draft, right? See, you're not gonna be able to do to Shedeur what they did, unfortunately, to Deshaun Kaiser. You're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to do that. That's why he's gonna be on the bench. He gonna play sparingly unless somebody get hurt. And that might be the best place for him. You're not gonna be able to pull a Lamar Jackson on Shador. I'm not talking about free agency. I'm not talking about MVP. I'm talking about almost getting there and having somebody to drop the ball. It's not gonna stop right there. And I'm not talking about because of his dad. I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking about the fans. You're not going to be able to easily bury him on the depth chart like Milroe in Seattle. If people read the headlines that say Shedeur Sanders won't see the field this year, he's buried on the depth chart, because that's exactly what it says about Milroe, people would have went ballistic. But what did they do? Created a fake competition and let what they said is a fifth round talent, because they really trying to say he's a fifth round talent, a fourth string talent. Fifth round, fourth string talent compete for number one. That was placating. That was placating because they knew they couldn't say, oh yeah, Shedeur will never see the field. He is buried on the depth chart. Shedeur not even on the depth chart. So they could have said it. Why they didn't say it? Because they not stupid. They trying to get away with what they could get away with. And all they could get away with is not giving him first team reps. So that when they get to naming a starter, well, Shedeur didn't take no first team reps. We can't put him in the game. That's how you bury him on the depth chart. You can't say it, but you could do it. And you could justify it because they already have for the most part. So they get ready to come back, what, July 18th, somewhere in there for the rookies to report? They get ready to come back. And what is everybody going to be looking for? To see if Shedeur gets first team reps. And if he don't, that ought to tell you everything that you need to know. You ought to have your full 100% confirmed and confirmation that they are playing keep away with the QB1 position for Shedeur, Cam, and Milroe. They need to start their own league. Facts. Hey, Jungle, how you doing? Shedeur should have stayed at CU. I don't know. I think he should have just went to Canada like Warren Moon. I think that's what I think. Now, the CU option is appealing because I don't know. I think maybe he should have went to Canada. That's just what I think. Or went to the UFL and got equity, because that would have built that league up. But the only problem with the UFL is the NFL already have their clutches into it. So that's why I say Canada. Because we all will be watching Canadian football. So that's what it is, right? You know? So we were just checking in tonight, trying to look at a few things. I'm gonna see if I can re-show that video. I'm just gonna have to see if I can put it in a way that I can start it and stop it. Or change my settings. So I'm using some robust software. It's really good. It's just a lot to learn. So I ain't gonna say I have a learning curve. I just hadn't looked into everything yet. But this was good. I think that, uh it's just good conversation to check in while these guys are on vacation. I'm happy to see Shiloh getting mad love in Tampa. I say that's a guy thing, right? Because he went undrafted and he should have been drafted, right? He should have been drafted. Shilo looked good, right? At CU's pro day. That should have been enough to get him drafted. Fine, he didn't have to go third or second, but he could have went fourth, he could have went fifth, he could have went sixth, he could have went seventh. You trying to tell me he wasn't a seventh round? Come on, you can't be the hardest hitting safety in college in 2023. A lot of people are drafted off the strength of their junior season or the season before they come out. He's not the first one. Oh, snap. CFL like Warren Moon. I love it. Right. That's what I mean by if you know that Warren Moon went to the CFL because he did not want to be devalued by the NFL, which is exactly what happened with Shedeur. See, the problem I have is watching Shedeur play 4 years of football for $4 million. I have a problem with that because I know he's good. I know regardless of when they put him in, if the O-line remember how to play ball and don't sell him out, I know he gonna ball out. Should he take them to the Super Bowl for $4 million? No, no, no. Should it be okay with not being a starter? Yes, especially in Cleveland. That's why I said Shador needs to spend time this offseason learning black quarterback history of NFL quarterbacks and add Deshaun Kaiser to the list because he played right there in Cleveland. That story right there ought to tell you everything you need to know about this organization. They don't make business decisions and they have some kind of hatred. I haven't 100% can put it all together just yet. Again, I didn't know about Deshaun Kaiser. I wasn't looking for Deshaun Kaiser. He popped up on my radar. And from what I seen, that right there, what they did to him shows me that they have a hatred. They have a hatred. And that's why I think it's a God thing that Shador might not be QB1 because they have a hatred. That's you can't look at that and say that that's not evil. Who does that? They make business decisions just not no, they don't make business decisions. They don't make business decisions. They don't make business decisions. Even if you say they bad business decisions, where in the process with Shedeur Sanders was a bad business decision? Name one bad business decision. And I'm going to tell you it wasn't a business decision. They don't make business decisions. Karma is hurting. Yeah, they'll get there. They'll get there. I agree, Isaiah. They'll get there. The league going to be mediocre. It's going to be up to the fans. It's going to be up to the fans. Hey, Queen T, say, I think why it's because people are watching, but with Lamar Jackson, people were watching. It was so blatant. Right. And outright. Shador is the second coming of the Lamar Jackson in the draft, just more extreme. It's going to be somebody else. Unless the fans, nobody else is going to hold him accountable. It's going to have to be the fans. The players not going to do it. Hell, some judges not going to do it. It's all about timing, and it has to be the fans. And it starts with not showing up to the stadium. It starts with some people gonna be hard because they want to get the merch. It starts with not. It's that's what it's gonna start with. It start with what they do. They don't make business decisions. What are they worried about this year? Optics. Start there. Start with the optics. Change the look. Let the stadium sit empty until they hear you. Because here's the thing. Maybe the players don't boycott because they could just go get more bodies. And they could. But the fans, you ain't finna go get no more fans to fill up a 60,000 seat stadium unless you give away all the tickets and they're not going to look like the people you want it to look like. The Carolina Panthers couldn't go find new fans. That's the lesson that's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. They made business decisions, just not good ones. Yeah. What she said, tell her, yeah, they not making business decisions, though, to be honest. They not even bad ones. See, a bad business decision is Shedeur Sanders wearing the number 12 instead of the 2 and making him QB1. That's a bad business decision. How the hell you got your starting quarterback, your franchise QB, even if you drafted him late? That's intentional. That wasn't a business decision. But you do have him for $4 million. So you like, okay, I'm going to exploit this. I'm going to let you start because I don't really care who start. I'm going to let you start. I'm gonna let all the fans buy tickets to come watch you play, but I'm not gonna put you in your number 2 jersey because I'm not gonna give you that. That's a bad business decision. They were making They weren't making business decisions in the draft when they locked him out of the first round and took him off the board and let him fall. They were not making business decisions. They still not making business decisions. If they were making business decisions knowing they want to move to Brook Park, Shedeur Sanders would be named my QB1 right now. So I can give fans something to look forward to while I get this new stadium over here that I don't deserve. He will be wearing his number 2 jersey to seduce you into buying me all the damn jerseys that you could buy. Because there are people that don't want that because it ain't a 2 and they feel like he gonna get it somewhere else. And they already said the numbers could change. They don't make business decisions. They not stupid. They intentional. Did y'all hear Bucky's story about the guy he met at the gas station and the hat that he had in his car? And the guy was just having a conversation with him and he eventually somehow saw the hat in the car and its affiliation. Triple K. And the conversation started about you never know who you're dealing with from that side of the tracks. What, you think nobody in the NFL is associated? You think nobody in Cleveland is associated? Not gonna last for the whole season. Collusion, negative agenda, and narrative, right? It said the Giants, Pittsburgh, New Orleans fans will really be upset. Oh, New Orleans is beside themselves. They like forget it. It said no solid QB. Russell Wilson gonna last for the whole season. They already somebody sent me an article. I haven't read it yet. They sent me an article about how Jackson Dart is making a noteworthy move up the depth chart. They want him to play the majority of the season. And that's gonna show you their hatred and what the priority is. Yes, I did. Bucky knows the assignment. Yep. Yep. And what did Bucky say? Monkey see, monkey do. I'm getting money. And I thought about what he said because, see, in the NFL, think about it. They don't have guaranteed contracts. Why? Because it enriches them, right? In order to get rich, you got to give up something. Baseball plays 162 games. That's wear and tear on the body. Basketball, 82 games in the regular season. And I checked. Basketball, pro basketball, is the league with the most frequency of injuries, not the NFL. And you know what that tells you? It's a reminder. After that collusion document came out and you saw how the NFL Players Association colludes and hides information with ownership, that's why they don't have guaranteed contracts. Because if I can look on the damn internet and see that basketball has the most frequencies, I said that before I looked it up. I just went look it up and there it was. That's why they don't have guaranteed contracts because their NFLPA sells them out every single time. But you know what they do have? A collective voice. Let that whistle blow and stay on the sidelines. That's what they need to do. But they don't want to do it because they too much of individuals. The white players don't have the same issues as the black players. So what am I going to take a knee with you for? And yes, the black players are the majority, but they have them thinking like individuals. Look at how they split up to try to do Travis and Shedeur. Jacksonville could have got Tennessee's pick since they ain't want it. Why they ain't get it? And get Travis first? Because Shedeur was supposed to be number 2. So they gave his money to Travis and they gave Shedeur Travis's jersey number. That's how they split people up. But that ain't gonna work with them. Think about it. Tennessee didn't even announce until the week of the draft at their pre-draft. Okay, we gonna keep our pick. Why couldn't they get it to Jacksonville and get some more picks? Cleveland said they felt like they won in that trade. I don't know how, but that's what they said. We got a lot. Why couldn't Tennessee get a lot? Because they wanted to stick it to Shedeur. I'm gonna give your money to your buddy. I ain't drafting you. And guess what? You can't have your two. Take his jersey number. That's why I don't want that 12. They know what they're doing. Baseball and basketball are guaranteed contracts, right? Jackson Dart is 5-year project. It might be, but the article that I was sent said he moving up the depth chart because they want him to start. They probably got him working out with probably like select QB, but not select QB, and you don't know it because they want him to start. People will hate, don't make good business decisions because they hate decisions because it makes them feel good. They don't mind losing money. See, that's what people are starting to realize. These people don't mind losing money. I don't care. I know he not better than you. I'm just not gonna get you because you better than him. And I'm gonna pay you less. Nothing but humiliation. Yep. It is starting to backfire. Yes, I heard Bucky's story. Yep. And it's just a reminder, right? It's just a reminder because if they're not making business decisions, what the hell kind of decisions are they making? We know it wasn't a business. There were not business decisions in the draft. People even call out Cleveland for taking Mason Graham first. Why? They talking about they didn't have the money because of Deshaun. Somebody put an article out about Deshaun still taking up 82% of the cap salary cap. Like, they paid Mason Graham. They're not making business decisions. Bucky's story was well timed. With all of the people involved, you don't think that they have a hat like that? When I'm in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and I look at the floats, and I look at who's on them, and I notice that they wear masks. It's just a reminder, right? Because they don't want the identities to get out. It's just a reminder. And it actually made me think a couple of times. If that's kind of symbolic of saying that that's who they are. Could be. Colluding to limit contracts and guarantees when Lamar Jackson contract came up. Yep, it's documented. They colluded against him for the second time. Now he's been colluded against for the third time. They're going to do it again. The GM and coach will be fired over the draft pick. No. No. I think one is a useful idiot. And I'm going to let you decide which one is. No, they got Andrew Berry right where they want him. He got the melanin for the optics because I told you that's all that matters. And he allowed him to let him take the fall for everything. So in New York for letting Barkley go to Philly. And he shouldn't even have a job. Dart is the 5th-round pick. There you go. They talking about they traded up to get him. I'm like, before somebody else did. And who was that? They made up everything about him, and it's showing down there. That's why I know he getting some help. 2 top draft picks down the drain in New York. Yup. Barry. Yep, there you go. There you go. Peter gets it. All right, y'all, we gonna get out of here. This was awesome. We've been on here for 2 hours. This was good. This was good. This was good. We start off talking about one thing, but it goes somewhere else. Yep, that's who the useful idiot is. That's who it is. That's who it is. All right, y'all. We'll be back Sunday night, probably about 9:30, just a little earlier, because people got to get ready for Monday. Unless it's a holiday and I don't know about it just yet. Let's see. No, not a holiday yet. The holiday is this Friday. All right. So, okay. All right. It says, I believe they're colluding against Mike Tomlin too. Oh, you best believe they are. Rodgers is dumb, but they want to make sure Tomlin has a losing season. They just trying to find a reason to fire Tomlin. Everybody know that. Yeah, you right. You right. Now I want y'all to understand this. That you can put Shedeur in the middle. I said I was gonna put this together. I still might do it. Push Shedeur in the middle and draw a line from him to all the teams that blocked him. I don't think Tennessee blocked him. New York, the Saints, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. That's four, right? So you can put Shedeur in the middle and look at all four of these teams. Pittsburgh passed on a franchise QB in Shedeur Sanders for 1 year. Aaron Rodgers. That's one, right? Cleveland passed on Shedeur. Probably they didn't want to get their franchise QB like they were planning to. He was supposed to be their number 2 pick. They changed their mind because of Deshaun Watson. But now next year they want to get Cade out of Clemson. Okay. Right? So they blocking him from QB1. He's their franchise QB. I don't want you to be my franchise QB. I don't want you to be my QB, just like Marlon Briscoe was told by Denver for the exact same reasons, right? And so, okay. But I get you knowing you have the talent of a franchise QB. I get you on the low, and I still don't want you to start. That's two. Okay. So you hurting yourself to hurt this young man. Pittsburgh hurt the whole franchise, holding the whole franchise back to bypass Shedeur to have Aaron Rodgers for 1 year. Cleveland, same thing. The Saints, same thing. And the Giants, same thing. And Arch Manning not even coming out of school next year. So for 2 years, you could have had Shedeur. But the Giants, they weren't gonna never get him. And we know why. And I told y'all this plan in Russell Wilson face. The point is, they all blocked what they needed, a franchise QB. And Tennessee was trying to also bypass getting their franchise QB. It's hatred. They don't want it to be said they made a mistake for drafting Jackson Dart. Yeah, they don't want to say it. And I don't know why they don't know that. I mean, they've been talking about this guy hit his ceiling in college. Everything they did for Dart, they did to put Dart in front of Milroe, to prepare, to push him up in the draft. Who remembers hearing about 30 days outside the draft, I think Dart gonna sneak up to the first round. I said, if he good, why is he sneaking? They didn't care. The only reason they care right now is because their jobs are on the line. And the fans in New York are probably going to be the only ones to hold ownership accountable if this don't work out to get fired. They still trying to make sure Russ does not play the majority of the games. Watch what I tell you. And again, it's a reminder of what this is really about. Optics. Hatred costs, right? And you know what they're saying? People are starting to say something I've been saying for a long time. Racism is expensive. It's very expensive. And they just might find out how expensive it is. Hatred costs. It sure does. Eventually, they will have to pay the price, right? Because here's what's going to happen. They're dumbing down the league. We're going to go from seeing Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson style play to Jackson Dart. Then they just put Daniel Jones and he going to be QB1 in Indianapolis. Didn't he fail in New York already? So take Dart and Daniel Jones and multiply them and add Flacco and Aaron Rodgers. That's what they want the league to be. And they want to get people out of college just like that. They don't even know what Arch Manning and UT can really do. They don't care. Just like they didn't care about Dart. The way they see it, I'm not enriching a black QB and I'm not starting a black QB. That's how they see it. If the league was all white, do y'all think they would have guaranteed contracts? Yes or no? Be honest. If everybody was white but one unit, wide receivers, would they have guaranteed contracts in NFL if everybody was 98.9% white? The NBA is copying NFL trying to put Ace Bailey in place like Shedeur. Really? Tina said yes. Yep. That's it. It said yes, it'll be like the NHL, right? And what's happening to basketball? A lot of people see what's happening with basketball. For instance, I never understood why the Hawks went and got, I forgot his name, number 5, paid him all that money to ship him out, fired a coach for Trae Young. Did they go to the playoffs this year? I gave up on them 2 seasons ago because I saw the play. They don't care about winning. They care about entertaining me, but I can entertain myself. Them tickets cost too much. Seriously. They want to make the game a good time. I care about if we win and get to the playoffs. So I stopped watching. Now, 2 years later, their views are really low. They have some of the lowest views out of the national leagues, except, well, the big 3 anyway. Baseball might actually gain some viewers because people are tuning out on basketball. They was trying to make Anthony Edwards the face of it. I was like, I'm out. Nope, nope, nope. I don't even casually want to watch. The Lakers got signed Angel Reese, little brother, Juju Reese, Julian Reese. I might watch him play a little bit. He gonna play for the Lakers next year, so I might watch that. But I saw who they picked number 1. I also saw how I still see the NBA, the WNBA on their foolishness. It's not as bad as it was, but they still with it. They still with it. They just do not want. See, I just don't understand how the 2 leagues that happen to be the ones that I watch are majority black, and they just can't be happy with the face of it being, uh, say Angel Reese in the WNBA. What's the problem with that, right? And then they're not happy that or Asia Wilson, even though she rightfully deserves it, she on her way back to another MVP because the way she balling, I'm like, that's crazy, right? They don't want Asia Wilson or Angel Reese to be the face of the WNBA. You have to watch the games to realize the people that they putting up there are not the best on the teams, right? Paige Bucker should be everywhere, in my opinion. She's good. Why we don't see her everywhere? Caitlin Clark was in street clothes, but they couldn't stop talking about her during the game. I'm like, y'all do know it's people out here balling out and they playing, and you talking because that's the attention they wanna pull your attention towards Caitlin, even though she's not playing. But they overlooking other people. It's not as bad as it was last year, but it's still annoying. I wanted to turn down the damn volume and watch the game. Like, shut the hell up. This girl is sitting on a bench in street clothes. What about this girl that's over here with the 31 points on the same team? See, they don't want to say it out loud. Mitchell is the best guard on the team. And when Caitlin plays, she gets suppressed. But the fans know. And they not as bad as it was last year, but it's annoying still. But they realize they can't get away with that. They don't want young kings to see what they can be. Oh, I agree, Roger. All these black QBs, it sparks a flame and they are doing their best to put it out. But like Bucky said, the rejected will be respected. Facts. The NBA is all about Lakers, Celtics, and Warriors. Yeah. And the Hawks had a good thing and they just Why y'all getting rid of all these people for this one guy who just his nickname is Ice Trade, but I stopped calling him Ice Assist because he didn't want to shoot threes. When he would get pissed off with the team, he stopped shooting threes. Then they got Deontay Murray. And I'll never forget, went to one of the games and fans, everybody had his jersey. They got rid of him. AJ Griffin was a young star balling out. They refused to let him play. They would rather lose. And that's what I'm dealing with over here in the NFL. I'm like, you know what? This is too much. I can't look at all three of these at the same time. So I didn't kick the NBA to the curb. But now that Angel Reese's brother playing for the Lakers, I might watch that. I might watch the Lakers next year and see how he does. See, that's the kind of stuff that people I know that might be good. I want to see how how he plays. Bronny was good for when I did see him play towards the end. He was good. I don't know if they're gonna move him back up to the Lakers or leave him. I don't know what they're gonna do. Right? I might watch that. But I'm not about to dedicate 3 hours of my time with as many games as they have in the NBA to listen to foolishness about Anthony Edwards being the face of the league. I don't give a damn how talented he is. He abandoned his kids. Like, I can't get with that. Right? So that's kind of why I'm not bullish on the NBA no more. We'll see what happens next year. I have started watching. I already looked at the schedule to see Angel Reese play tomorrow. Probably gonna watch that game. Went live for a little bit on the end of the Fever versus Dallas. That was a good game. That was a good game. Again, wanted to turn down the volume because they couldn't talk about the people actually playing. So it's just one of those things. I gotta protect my peace and pick and choose. I can't look at them all at the same time. And then there's the NFL. See, the NFL is, I think it's obvious what's going on in the NFL. It's just, see, with the WNBA, the women were already talking about. They already kind of started taking care of their problem about the low salaries. Unrivaled came along, and the best ballers play over there. So they make 6 figures minimum and got equity in their initial roster. That's setting them up for the future to get equity in the league. So when Angel Reese's contract is up, if the WNBA is still lagging on salaries, I thought I heard her say, a lot of people might just play Unrivaled. And in 3 years, Unrivaled will be somewhere else. So to me, they kind of taking care of their problem. There's another league that's filling in the gap where women can go, and eventually that's probably going to be the way. As long as this will keep playing stupid, which is probably why this year they not with that foolishness like they were last year, because they don't want people defecting to Unrivaled. I don't know if Unrivaled will always be tethered to the WNBA. It would be good if they weren't. That would be true competition if they weren't. But I don't know how long that's going to last. But the point is, another league has come along, founded by players, giving players what they truly deserve. So why then can't another football team come along? Another football league come along, founded by players, unrivaled of football. That's what's needed. I just don't understand the complacency. I get it. I get it. The whole filing a suit, they did that. And what happened? They a little guilty of collusion. You either guilty or you not. So that process really hinders them, right? So what's next? You need guaranteed contracts. The reason that they say they don't have guaranteed contracts is false logic. They're saying because of the high frequency of injuries. You play the least amount of games. So that's crazy. That's crazy. And it's documented. Basketball has the highest frequency in injuries. So there you go. Go for it again and get it. And make sure there's some consequences. The rookies are holding out. Congratulations on the rookies that are holding out. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Let me look and see right fast if there's still 2 people in the first round holding out. And there should be no question as to how Travis got his contract signed. Let's see. NFL contracts. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, hold on 1 second. Never mind, because I don't want to mess up nothing. Okay, because I had something else open. It said Angel Reese busts her behind every night, but they drag her name. Yep, that's facts. That's facts, brother. I was at the Fever game. Oh, in Dallas. Okay, you were at the. That was a nice game. They said it was sold out. The first time they had 20,000 people, and I'm like, you probably could have that a lot more if you would just go there and play and advertise it. So that's good. Okay, so you was at the game. There was a lot of quite a few NBA players there too. Echo said yes. It said I did my first live video doing Fever versus the Wings. Okay, Wild Dog, good for you. Okay, compared to how CBS in the 80s and NBC in the 90s, ESPN NBA production is horrible. Okay. The women go overseas to play ball when not in the NBA. Are they still doing that? I thought they stopped doing that. Especially what would happen with what was her name, Brittany Griner. I don't know if they still going over there like that. I mean, I'm sure some are, but with Unrivaled coming along, they don't have to do that. So I'm sure there's some that are, but the top ones all seem to have been invited to Unrivaled basketball. We'll see what Unrivaled looks like next year because they started seeming like they started playing games at colleges. Like Notre Dame, a lot of the players went to Notre Dame. I thought they had a game up there in one of their facilities, which is smart, right? That's smart to carry over that women's basketball crowd from college over to Unrivaled. Because the WNBA don't embrace it. You think they would do that. They don't do that. NFL always found guilty, but winner never awarded damages. That's true. That's true. Like they have a class action lawsuit for Sunday Ticket. I don't know if y'all had Sunday Ticket. If so, uh, you probably know about it. It was a $4.7 billion judgment awarded to 38,000 subscribers and 45,000 businesses that got together and sued. And they won. And guess what happened? Appellate judge overturned it. That's why it has to be the fans. I'm telling you, that's what it's gonna take. So I'm gonna say you are speaking truth because you have done your research. No, I have. I mean, it's crazy. This has been the case for decades, over and over and over. Hatred is expensive. Yes, yes, yes. EuroLeague was established and pays well. Okay, and I think Gabby Williams, doesn't she play for the French team because she's French? I think yeah. But I think it's not as bad as it used to be where all the best players had to go to Spain and other places like that uh and play. I feel like with Unrivaled coming along, it kind of cut some of that out. Unless, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, when Brittany Griner was held over there, she was making $1 million. They were paying her $1 million. So maybe they are still going because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Starting off at six figures is nice, but $1 million for one season, you could do that one time and that's it and invest it. All right, y'all, this was awesome. We're gonna get out of here. We made it to 2 hours and 24 minutes. So when you see our videos and you're at home cleaning or you're driving or you're doing whatever, hit the play all button and just let the videos play and, leave me some comments and let me know what y'all think because we have several playlists now. So we're cataloging the videos under like all said and done, what needs to be said. And of course, we still have the audio that's out there on YouTube, audio podcast, listen up. And then we also have on the go audio podcast on Spotify. I just have not had time to expand to Apple, but it's on Spotify. So hopefully you have Spotify. And then of course we have the regular What She Said Sports podcast with a lot of the videos already put together. So it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. All things in due time, right? All things in due time. And we on God's time for all of it. So all right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna say good night. Y'all have a good evening. We'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be Sunday night as we get ready to go into the week. If y'all are off for the week, have fun doing whatever you do. Thank you to the new subs that we have. Jane Doe, thank you. Is that your real name? J Doe subbed about an hour ago. Thank you. Deborah Johnson sub. Thank you, Miss D767. Thank you. And thank you to my new members, the latest, Miss Pamela. Y'all welcome Miss Pamela in the member section. Don't forget to click on the membership tab and you can see the conversations that we have there. Good night, everybody. Thank y'all so much. Best WNBA players getting big time endorsement money from Adidas and Nike. Yep, that's true. And Puma too. Puma, I think they have some people now. So, all right, good night, everybody. Thank y'all so much. This was awesome. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure your notifications are on. Have a good evening. Thank you. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.